Okay, guys, yeah, somebody is there in the session. Who is there watching it? Welcome, good morning, guys. We'll be starting with basics of the topics of preparation for your NATA as well as for your GMains Part 2 paper for your BR. उसके लिए नई बैच ऑलरेडी लॉन्च हो चुकी है बट विल बी फ्लैशिंग सम डेमो सेशंस फॉर यू गाइस ऑन टू द चैनल. ओके, जहाँ पे द पहला टॉपिक आई एम टेकिंग टुडे इज एलिमेंट्स ऑफ डिज़ाइन. Very basic one to start with so that you can get an introductory idea of how we can proceed if we really want to go into architecture field, what all concepts and what all things would come, and whether it interests me or not, you can take a judgment from this particular topic. And I definitely feel so the one who are with a creative mind, innovative mind, will surely like the topic and surely will go into the field of architecture. And yeah, are we good to go? Who is there in the session? Just have a comment done so that we can proceed with the further things on elements of design. जैसे अगर मैं मूवी की बात करूँ, if I give you a small example of a movie, so how movie connects us, the present running movie into the theaters, which is like booming nowadays, is Rocky and Running, right? The Karan Johar special. Why it really attracts us? Because of certain elements in it, like good song, good picturization, थोड़ा सा suspense, थोड़ा सा film star cast that has been chosen. So this all are the elements which actually help convey the message to us in the best possible way, right? Even when we communicate, हमारा जब भी communication होता है, we use different languages. Some people who can't even speak, they use the sign language and communicate, right? So communication also requires certain elements in the form of languages, in the form of signs, symbols, actions. Okay, so these are all elements which helps into communication. Now if you want to do any of the artwork, okay, you require again certain elements into that. So that comes the topic elements of design, wherein there are certain elements which help us form a very variety, means all the variety of the artworks, right? We'll be just going through each of the element into detail. There are in total 7 and we'll be understanding all of those into detail. Okay, so herewith I'll be starting with the elements one by one. Okay, before that we can go with one slogan, that is, do not try to teach design, teach principles. Okay, principles are much more important than just teaching the designs, because with the help of principles you can actually have a better design. ये टॉपिक के बाद, that is elements of design के बाद, the next topic we are going to deal is with the principles of design, right? So principles are equally important. So पहले elements being the basic of those, we'll study the elements first. Elements of design are language of visual arts. Okay, जो भी artwork हम देख पाते हैं, they are made up of certain elements. Okay, so elements are the mediator of art and the human being, conveying it to us. Those are the elements that I use. Those are the language, in the form of a language it has been used, right? So elements of design are the language of visual arts. See, This is the complete picturization जहाँ पे बहुत से elements use हुए हैं. कौन से हुए? Once you study those elements, I'll come back to this picture and you will only name me which are elements are used over here. We'll go with the list first. See, there are in total 7 elements of design. The first being the line, then the shape, form, space, texture, value, color. Okay, these are the 7 forms of elements of designs. ठीक है, जिसको हम बारी-बारी डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. But these are the ones which actually make the artwork. Okay, without which the artwork would not have been possible so impressively. Right? आप किसी भी art piece को देखते हो, it also sometimes acts as a stabilizing a human being psychologically. तो वो कैसे possible है? The artwork even creates the balance in the mind of human being. तभी possible है if these elements are used rightly. Okay, value सभी चीज़ें मैं आपको बहुत डिटेल में समझाऊंगी ताकि इसकी बारीकियाँ, the depth of meaning of all could be understood well. Okay, this being the basics of your topic of your architecture. तो ये वाले टॉपिक पे भी you get many questions coming up into the NATA exam and GMains Part 2 paper. So पहले मैं बता दूँ starting with the elements of design. I've already made 2 videos describing you the basics of the NATA exam. कितने मार्क्स की रहती है, क्वालिफाइंग मार्क्स क्या रहते हैं, कौन से टॉपिक्स आर यूजुअली इन्वॉल्व इनटू द सिलेबस ऑफ नाटा एंड जीमेन्स. तो वो वाले वीडियोस आप ज़रूर से चेक कीजिएगा. इन द channel itself it is available with the same thumbnail as in what is NATA exam and basics of NATA exam. Okay, you can check out with that. So you can just start with some people joining back and we'll just resume with it. The 7 forms, or you can say the 7 elements of design. Also, we have a Telegram group for all the upcoming architects have joined into the group. So do click on the link provided in the comment section. You can have a check. And yeah, proceeding with line. See, line is something. See, I'll show you with all the pictures. These are the lines. These are the shapes. These are the forms. This being the space, texture, value and the color. Okay, these are the 7 forms of elements of design, the 7 elements of design. Okay, now going into depth for each of the topic, point or the mark is just point is actually not much defined as a element of design, इसलिए directly line को ही बता दिया element of design, because just a point can't be really making an artwork proper, right? So we have directly gone to the line as the basic, smallest and the most basic element, and it can be used to mark value, pattern, and placed close together forms a darker value. See, single point doesn't have much value, it's not really visible also, but many points to put together may create a higher value. मतलब कि यहाँ पे भी आप देख सकते हो, if there was a single dot over here, it wouldn't have been more valuable, noticeable in short. But इसी dot को आप बहुत सारे और dots के साथ जोड़ दोगे, तो you have something huge coming up which has a value on its own, right? So single point doesn't have much of the value, इसलिए उसको elements of design में नहीं रखा गया point को. We have directly started with line. Okay, lines. Now, lines could be of variety of nature. One could be of zigzag category, as you can see it over here. The other being of wavy category. Okay, you can say curved lines. So there are various variety of line with which certain designs and artwork can be made. Line is one of the most essential elements of design It always has more length than thickness and can be unbroken, broken and implied. Okay, broken is dashed line. Okay, those are the broken lines. It can be unbroken, straight line. It can be implied, okay, having a curvature. So you have variety of lines coming up. Okay, see, this is the dotted line. This is the straight line, dark line. So now this is having a more thickness. This is known as dashed lines. Okay, this is lines of a variety thickness. Lines are useful for dividing space and drawing the eye to a specific location. For example, think about how a magazine uses line to separate content, headlines and side panels. Even into newspapers, you can see the articles getting divided using some lines, right? It looks really systematical and it actually arranges the stuff present onto the newspaper properly onto each of its segments, right? So कहीं पे भी अगर आर्ट वर्क भी आप कर रहे हो तो you tend to have division among various artworks. कहीं पे आपने दूसरे shapes को लगा दिया, कहीं पे organic shapes हैं, unorganic shapes हैं, तो उनको भी अगर आपको divide करना है, I'll make you explain also what is organic, inorganic, and उसको भी अगर आपको divide करना है, in short anything into the artwork you want to divide that, you want to separate that, or you want to showcase something really specific, you actually use lines. Okay, so that is how the lines are used. Okay, lines can be categorized into three main types. It's horizontal, can be vertical, or it can be diagonal. Okay, depending upon the orientation, if it is vertical, horizontal or diagonal lines. Okay, yeah, so those are the lines. The horizontal are calm and quiet. See, each of the elements of design indicates or you can say passes on some messages to the viewers. Artwork इसलिए इतना special है क्योंकि each of the elements in the art is used with a purpose of showcasing certain special things. Even with the colors, some colors show calmness, coolness, and some shows really anger and heated feeling coming out. Okay, so that could be indicated by colors also. Even with the lines, if horizontal are placed more into the artwork, it shows calmness, quietness. Okay, it indicates that. Vertical means certain movement is on. Okay, more the vertical thing. Even if you go with an artwork of a road, of a highway, okay, you can actually feel like vehicles being moved on, right? Even at the back drawing of the roads, you have certain vertical lines sketched just to indicate the movement of the vehicles, right? So that happens. You also have diagonal lines that indicates vitality, as you can see from the here. This is mostly used into showcasing the high-rise buildings and some great structures of the city in the middle of the city, showcasing the skyline of the city. At times you have that thing represented into diagonal lines, right? Can be seen over here. Even in the malls, super malls, you can tend to see such diagonal lines showcasing the same. Okay, these are the certain logos and this is an artwork. Okay, इसमें ज़्यादातर the prominent element used is the colors. Okay, जिसके बारे में हम आगे पढ़ेंगे. Okay, okay. Into this also, as you can see, it indicates straight line with the roads and this is the skyscraper. All अभी आप जो भी चीज़ें देखो ना, make sure you have that thing in your mind. Can you to identify the elements of design those are used. Okay, कहाँ पे lines, अभी के लिए हमने lines पढ़ा तो कहाँ पे lines use हो रही है, how prominently it is coming to us, what is it indicating. Okay, इसी तरीके का नज़रिया रखो कि you actually go into the depth of understanding of what exactly it is trying to convey us. Okay, this is a plan actually, which again uses multiple lines to indicate the location of each of the things on the map. This is the actual photo of the field. Okay, now comes the shape. Okay, इसके बाद का है वो forms है. Now shapes and forms are 2D 3D effect वाला. Shapes are 2D and forms are उसी का 3D effect. Like if I give you a simple example to understand, 2D form is the square and उसी को हम 3D करेंगे तो cuboid मिल जाएगा. Right? So that is what is shapes and forms. So when a two-dimensional line encloses an area, a shape can be geometric like circle, triangle, square, or it can be organic such as leaves, flowers and animals. Okay. Now shape could be regular, irregular. Right? If regular shape की मैं बात करूँ मतलब कि सारे geometric shapes आ जाते हैं list में. Like you can example के तौर पे it could be triangle, it could be square, rectangle, pentagon, hexagon, so on. But if you talk about the irregular shapes, so those are the ones available into nature, right? They are never regular into shape. If you go with the shape of a leaf, of a flower, or any of grass ka le lo, okay? So none of the shapes are having a regularity into it, right? It's totally irregular, available into nature. But there too are the shapes, right? Boundaries, including lines and colors, ultimately define shapes and can also help emphasize an area of a page. These are another definition of boundary, as you already know, creating a borderline, okay, enclosing something, okay, उसको हम boundaries कहेंगे. Simple as that. Fine. So now we have organic का याद रखना कि it's all the regular ones. Inorganic are the ones which are irregular in shapes because those are the ones which are available into nature, right? And geometric are the ones which are of a fixed regular pattern. Okay, so that's are the geometric ones. देखो ये आ गए आपके trapezium, circle, square, oval, heart, triangle, okay, parallelogram, hexagon, rectangle, pentagon, star, diamond. So these are all the shapes into the list. Clear? Any doubts to anyone? One watching, kindly comment who is there in the session. We have done with two of the elements of design. The first being the line, the second in the list comes as the shape. Shape में भी हमने देखा काफी shapes geometric होते हैं, कुछ होते हैं जो organic होते हैं. Right? So shape में भी यहाँ पे भी आप देख लो. Whenever a plan is shown of a particular, building of a house, so various shapes are used. Even if we are indicating a dining table also, we are using the oval shape indicating the table and the squares indicates the chairs. Even sofa indicated by a rectangle, the staircase indicated by a rectangle. So these are all elements which are used as the shape over here. Even the boundary line are shown with the lines. Again, one of the added elements of design. So this is how the plan is made. Fine. Even into the map of India, you can see some organic shapes coming up, right? Irregular nature of the shapes coming up, showing you the complete map of India. Now forms. जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया था, shape is something into 2D and forms is something into 3D. Now उसी का 3D हम कर दें. MS is here. Ma'am, hello beta, how are you? Okay, so you have a cylinder, you have a tent shape, cuboidal. Fine, these are all the forms. As you can see it here, this is a perfect picture showing you the forms. The cone shape, you have the cubes, cuboidals. Fine, you have the cylinder into picture. Certain shapes shown over here, forms shown over here. Okay, Unilever में काफी forms दिखाए हैं. Which logo is this? You can name for this. Yeah, the difference between shape and forms. As I've already mentioned, you're slightly late for the session. See, shapes are something which are indicated into 2D forms. Like उसको बात कर लो, geometric shapes भी हो सकती है, organic shapes भी हो सकती है. Geometric shapes gives you the basic examples like triangle, square, rectangle, hexagon, pentagon. So these are all the geometric shapes. उसी को अगर हम 3D में convert करें, like square को 3D में convert करो तो you have a cube. Okay, rectangle is cuboidal. So that into 3D is forms. Got it? ये किसका है? This again forms are used over here. Whose logo is this? MS बताओ. Tell me. या प्लीज बताइए. MS बोलिए क्या कहना है आपको. Whose logo is this? पहले तो ये बताइए. Okay, this also uses certain forms. So tell me whose logo is this. Whatever you want to ask me, feel free to ask. But MS इसलिए तो लाइव लिया है ताकि इंटरेक्शन हो पाए. With the discussion I can go with the studies. Space. Okay, the other element of design. पहले बता दो अपना doubt, then I'll continue with space. बताओ क्या डाउट है. MS आपका नाम क्या है और शुड आई जस्ट कॉल यू MS? Today I saw a dream in yoga. कुछ भी MS, I thought that is something related to elements of design you are going to ask. You are telling any random thing. चलो, proceeding to the next element of design, that is space. Now into space, it refers to the area above, below, around or behind an object. Okay, so we have dealt with three elements actually before this, that is line, shape and forms. उसके बाद आता है space. Now with the help of lines, with the help of shapes, with the help of forms, certain objects are into the artwork, right? But you can't keep it all packed, right? You can't have it attached one next to the other. You need to have some space in between it, right? That space is again an element of design. Okay, that also implies something. Okay, that also helps you convey something to the viewer, right? So that is actually the space. It can be left above the object, below the object or sideways to the object. Anyway, the space could be there. It can be positive or negative. See, the positive and negative space, I'll give you the example to understand it better. Refers to the subject or areas of interest such as person's face or furniture in a room. Okay, now suppose if I give you an example of understanding it in a better way for the space, positive and negative. If you want to depict, अगर आपको दिखाना है some cloudy sky, not exactly cloudy but partly cloudy. Okay, थोड़े बहुत clouds हैं sky में, ऐसा वाला picture दिखाना है. ठीक है, तो obviously you will go with the sky thing and उसमें कुछ clouds दे देंगे, right? To make it indicate कि it's partly cloudy. Fine. So कुछ जो clouds आपने दिए हैं that is positive space, and जो आपने छोड़ दिया sky as it is उसके side में that is negative space. Okay, this helps you convey it better. Got it? Negative space on the other hand refers to the background area that surrounds or areas of interest. Surrounds the area, all the areas of interest. It should be all, okay? All the areas of interest. मतलब यहाँ पे जो मैंने एग्जांपल दिया वहाँ पे एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट फॉर द क्लाउड्स, राइट? उसी को सराउंडिंग करता हुआ स्पेस इज द नेगेटिव स्पेस, इज द रिमेनिंग स्काई, राइट? एंड द क्लाउड्स हियर इन द एग्जांपल आर द पॉजिटिव स्पेस. यहाँ पे भी एग्जांपल दिया है पर्सन्स फेस, ओके? कहीं पे मान लीजिए एक रूम का इंडिकेशन आप दे रहे हो, आर्ट वर्क में एक रूम दिखा रहे हो, राइट? उसमें कुछ लोग बैठे हैं, तो लोग बैठे हैं तो एक सपोज मान लीजिए दो लोग बैठे हैं, तो दोनों का फेस इज द पॉजिटिव स्पेस, राइट? उसके बाजू आजू बाजू कुछ नहीं है, दैट इज नेगेटिव स्पेस. गॉट इट? दिस कुड बी एक्सप्लेन. सी हियर there is a positive space and around it is negative space, right? See here, many also believe that form is a shape that acquires three-dimensional views, but the correct term is volume. Okay, now here what is it trying to tell you is many of you believe that form is a shape that acquires three-dimensional. See what exactly is form. जैसे मैंने भी आपको बताया, शेप को अगर 3D में कन्वर्ट करो, लाइक स्क्वायर को अगर 3D में कन्वर्ट करो, यू एक्चुअली गेट अ क्यूब. रेक्टेंगल को क्यूबॉइडल मिल जाएगा आपको, राइट? सो ट्रायंगल को बेसिकली यू कैन एक्सटेंड एंड गेट अ कोन, राइट? बट एक्चुअली दैट इज टर्म्ड एज वॉल्यूम. उसको सही ढंग से कहना हो तो उसको हम वॉल्यूम कह सकते हैं रादर देन फॉर्म्स, राइट? वही एक्सप्लेन्ड है यहाँ पे. Space था. The next in the list is the texture. Hope the space is clear to you. Any doubts in the space? Ma'am, so stars are positive or not? अगर आप ऐसा आर्ट वर्क दे रहे हो जिसमें यू नो देयर इज स्काई, नाइट टाइम का स्काई, that moon and the star are the positive ones, and apart from that whatever left black in color in the sky is the negative space. Okay, the next on the list is the texture. Okay, texture ka the only example I can give you is you might have gone with your mommy, some sisters, somebody female friend जिसको कुछ ना कुछ मटेरियल लेना है स्टिचिंग के लिए, लाइक ड्रेस बनवाना है, चनिया चोली बनवाना है. तो whenever you go to a shop wherein you get multiple fabrics option for stitching, there is where you see the textures coming into picture. One more element of design, जहाँ पे अगर आप वेलवेट को टच करोगे, you will touch कॉटन का फैब्रिक, you will touch सिल्क. सिल्क में भी अगेन there are multiple varieties. Okay, when you start feeling each of the fabric, now you will have a feel of the textures, right? So even at day-to-day basis, if I talk you about the textures, अगर आप artificial lawn पे चल रहे हो, अगर आप tiles पे चल रहे हो, तो you will have different feeling. Those are two separate textures coming into picture, right? Even curtain का texture अलग रहता है, wall का texture अलग रहता है. So that is what is basically texture, is the way of the surface feels or the way it perceives to feel, right? These are the textures. It has the power to attract or distract a viewer's eyes and can be applied to lines, shapes and forms. जो आगे के हमने elements पढ़े उस पे हम सारे पे वी कैन गो विद द अप्लाइंग ऑफ टेक्सचर्स. लाइन पे भी आप लगा सकते हो, कोई शेप ले लो, लाइक सर्कुलर ले लो, ओके, ट्रायंगल ले लो, स्क्वायर ले लो, उस पे भी हम वी कैन हैव डिफरेंट टेक्सचर्स अप्लाइड ऑन टू द आर्ट वर्क. इवन फॉर्म्स पे आप दूसरे टेक्सचर्स लगा सकते हो, ठीक है? इफ आई गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, इफ यू हैविंग अ सीनरी, राइट, अ ब्यूटीफुल सनी डे wherein you have certain mountains, you have a river flowing, a garden, people sitting, having nashta, a tree, birds flying, animals moving. Okay, you can have certain artwork like this, into which if you want to indicate the place where the people are actually sitting and having breakfast, तो उसको आप कैसे दिखा सकते हो? with slight usage of texture, like आपने एक lawn बना दी of a shape, certain shape, and into that you have given a different spread of texture showing the soft grasses coming out. Even into mountains you have shown a texture into which it actually forms the typical layer of a mountain. Even into rivers, if you want to show it to be flowing of a movement, you have used certain lines, and into that you have again used certain colors and textures to indicate the flowing of it, right? अगर उसको सही से बहुत ज़्यादा सही से दिखाना है, लाइक वाटरफॉल टाइप दिखाना है, ताकि आप व्यूअर्स को वहीं पे अट्रैक्ट कर पाओ. As it is mentioned here, you can actually have the power of attracting viewers' eyes once you use starting textures in a very good way. So if you actually want the viewer to directly focus onto the waterfall that is coming, you can have a typical texture coming onto that fall, right? That will indicate the thing in a better way. See here also texture. This is tactile and this is visual. Okay. As you can see the difference, right? The knots are being tied, and this is actually the visual, the one which we can see while a visual texture, right? Are you understanding the things I'm explaining, MS, or you are into some other tack only? Try and concentrate, beta. Any doubts up till now? Okay, so that's the tactile texture and the visual. इसका difference में अगर if I give you a small example to really understand the differences, as I've explained you the shapes and the forms का difference, right? The shapes are the one into 2D. The forms उसी को अगर आप 3D में convert करोगे, goes into forms. तो कहीं ना कहीं tactile में भी वही है कि it's into 2D, like you do not feel it to be actual, okay? ये हम देखते हैं वैसा ही वाला दिखता है जब विजुअल टेक्सचर की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? यू एक्चुअली स्टार्ट फीलिंग द टेक्सचर ओवर हियर इन दिस इमेज. You actually do not start feeling it over here because it's into 2D basically, right? So that's tactile and visual. So texture is basically helps you have the feeling of maybe smoothness, maybe roughness, okay, slippery. So textures are certainly available into nature also, and it is artificial also, right? If I talk about a basketball, you're having a surface going really not so smooth, rough type, right? And something which is very smooth could be like the upper surface of a jelly, right? If you go on feeling that, again an artificially made surface. If you go with certain surfaces which are not, which are naturally available, if I tell you with the surface of a, you know, squirrel, so that's really smooth, right? If I tell you the surface of a some fruit like you can say pineapple, right, having spikes on that, so that's not really smooth, a rough or a sharpy surface, right? So that's the texture. Both could be natural or artificially made. one. See, here there is a smooth surface. There is something rough going here, which is hard, this is soft, this is woven, this is bumpy, jagged, irregular, ridged. Okay, the various variety of the surfaces, or you can say the textures. Clear? Any doubts up till now? Any queries you want to ask? Go ahead asking. See, this is the basics I am giving you for, you know, your studies for NATA as well as GMains Part 2. So we have launched a batch, जिसके बारे में मैं आपको बता दूँ. We have स्थापत्य 2024 launched, जिसमें अभी एक ऑफर चल रही है wherein you are getting 25% off and you are getting the course for 3 months continuous back-to-back training for your NATA and GMains Part 2 paper. लाइव सेशंस के साथ, जहाँ पे डाउट सॉल्विंग सेशंस, मॉक टेस्ट भी होगी विद द एजुकेटर्स ऑफ स्पेशलाइजेशन ऑफ दोज फील्ड्स, जहाँ पे ये वाला थिंग आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ अर्ली बर्ड ऑफर में मिल रहा है 6499 में, विच इज़ क्वाइट रीजनेबल. एंड इसके सामने आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिल रही है. यू आर गेटिंग योर सिलेबस कंप्लीटेड इन द बेस्ट मैनर पॉसिबल टू हैव योर हाइएस्ट ऑफ योर स्कोर्स इन योर नाटा एंड GMains Part 2 पेपर, दोनों की ही प्रिपरेशन इसमें हो जाएगी आपकी. एंड दिस इज बीन स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम मिडल ऑफ अगस्त. ओके, सो डोंट वेट फॉर द थिंग्स. एंड इसकी यू नो द लिंक इज अवेलेबल इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन फॉर यू गाइज टू चेक आउट एंड यू कैन हैव एनरोलमेंट. मैं खुद इसमें पढ़ाऊंगी, दूसरे भी एजुकेटर्स हैं who will be teaching with the other topics of the syllabus and will be completing with the whole syllabus in the most best way possible for you guys with all the practice and the training. Even PYQs भी वहाँ पे हम करवाएंगे, previous year questions of NATA and GMains Part 2 paper. And yeah, go for the opportunity, grab the opportunity at the earliest, because ये जो offer है वो limited time के लिए है. Original price for the batch is 15,999. So make sure you have this thing done. आपसे मिलने का मन किया तो आ गई. वेलकम बेटा. शिवांगी हैव बीन स्टार्टिंग टीचिंग फॉर द बैच ऑफ 2024 नाटा एंड GMains Part 2. कैसा है आपका एडमिशन? हो गया शिवांगी? यू आर एमिंग एट दिस थिंग ना, IPU दिल्ली. आज है लिस्ट, मेरिट लिस्ट डिस्प्ले. मैम काउंसलिंग स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ है, IPU का आज लिस्ट आएगा. यस यस यस. ऑल द बेस्ट शिवांगी. बेस्ट ऑफ लक. We have next in the list is color. Okay, now color again being an element of design now, उसमें भी कुछ basics हैं which you need to go through. अभी देखो हमने जितने भी देखे अभी elements of design, we started with going through line, shapes, forms, textures. अभी उनमें अगर we are going with the artwork using all this, but we are not using colors. Okay, तब भी कहीं ना कहीं जो आप convey करना चाहते हो is not going to get conveyed to the viewer, right? If you are having certain picturization, like जैसे कि मैंने अगले में example दिया था of a scenario, जहाँ पे you are having certain mountains, you have a waterfall, river flowing, there are certain people having नाश्ता, green grass पे बैठते हुए, there's a tree, birds flying, animal moving. अब इस सारे scenario में just imagine if you are not having any colors into it, you are showing everything into black and white. So क्या वो that happiness of the picture could be reached to the viewers? No, not really, because here with where the color play an important role, conveying even the emotions of the one who is making the art, right? उसको ये convey करना है कि place बहुत ही beautiful है, शांत है, एकदम energizing है, and it is like giving all the positive vibes out, right? वो तभी convey होगा when certain shades of colors are being put upon to the scene, right? So there is where the color plays an important role. Okay, so is one of the most obvious elements of design for both user and the designer. It it can stand alone as a background or can be applied to other elements like line, shapes, textures or typography. किसी को भी आप color से you can make a mix and have a artwork out. Right? Color creates a mood within the piece and tells story about the brand. Okay, color also helps telling a story. Like if I tell you, give you an example of certain logos, मान लीजिए McDonald's जिसका simple M ही है, right? अगर वो black होता तो would have been that much convincing? No, not really. So that orangish tint of yellow giving you the nice sense of having that thing, burger, French fries into mind, right? So it also tells you a story. Every color says something different and combination can alter that impression further. Okay, कुछ ना कुछ बताता है color, and उसमें भी अगर light shade, dark shade, अगर आप you have a game played with even the shades of the color, it conveys even better, right? Colors is also fantastic tool for creating and establishing mood for your brand. For example, red typically signifies love, strength, power, desire. Green is the one which signifies tranquility, good luck, health. So green is all about eco-friendly type feeling आती है जब भी हम green की बात करते हैं. Red is more for love and anger and high emotions वाली बातें. Okay, that indicated by red. Okay, into color also we have certain things, certain terminologies to be understood. That is hue, shade, tint, tones, saturation. Don't worry. Heartbeat control में रखो, सब सही होगा. Everything would be in your favor. सोच के ही आगे बढ़ो. Have positivity in your mind, शिवांगी. सही आएगा. Don't worry. Always remember that God is a better planner than you. Okay, तो उन पे ट्रस्ट रखो, जो होगा आपकी के फेवर में होगा. Fine. चलो, we have certain terminologies even to be understood if we talk about color. Okay, पहला ही hue आता है, that is the original color is what is hue without mixing of any other colors. Okay, that is what is hue. Hue refers to the name of the color. For example, red, blue, green and all are all the hues, means the original basic color. Saturation refers to the intensity or purity of the color. A specific hue can have a vibrant or a dull saturation. मतलब उसमें कहीं ना कहीं कुछ mix करके जो बनेगा. Okay, saturation refers to intensity of a color, darker, lighter. Okay, that is what is saturation. Value refers to the lightness or the darkness of a color. Color can be tinted by adding white or shaded by adding a layer of black. Okay, आप कलर के साथ अगर white ऐड करते हो तो you will have color can be tinted using white and shaded by using a layer of black. So that refers to the value. Okay, यहाँ पे भी देखो, ये जैसे कि मैंने बताया था, किसी भी पिक्चर को आप black and white रखोगे you won't have things conveyed well. but उसी को अगर आप कलर वे में इस तरीके से पोर्ट्रे करोगे many things will come out, right? Observation बहुत ही strong जाएगा अपना. Okay, this is the picture value. Yeah. यहाँ पे भी देखो certain logos जिसमें ये use हुआ है. If I talk about Oreo, HP, okay, this thing Oral-B, these are all the logos जहाँ पे colors use हुए. These are all red वाले. Okay. See, the blue depicts trust, dependable, strength. वो सारे blue हैं. Green indicates the one peaceful growth and health. Tropicano इसमें आ गया. You have this thing VP वाला आ गया. ठीक है? Balance, calm, neutral is grey. इसमें Puma आ गया, Apple आ गया. ठीक है? So this is all indicated by the colors. Alright? This is how color plays an important role. Yes, absolutely, Shivangi. Hit the like button, the one present in the live. Okay, this is the lecture, the very first lecture I am flashing for you guys for your NATA, upcoming NATA preparation 2024. और जी मीन्स पार्ट 2 की प्रिपरेशन इसी के साथ हो जाएगी अपनी. तो मेक श्योर यू हिट द लाइक बटन ऑल्सो टू द लाइव सेशन. नेक्स्ट इन द लिस्ट फॉर द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ डिजाइन इज द वैल्यू. यहाँ पे आप देख ही सकते हो. दिस इज द हायर वैल्यू, दिस लो. इट एक्चुअली मीन्स द शेड्स. ओके, the darker shade and the lighter shade. Okay, that's the value. Here also you can see the value is being indicated. It's raining for us in Ahmedabad right now. It's raining heavily. Bye beta Shivangi, take care, bye bye, all the best. Okay, this is the value. So hence there are 7 elements of design. We have discussed each into detail: the line, the shape, the form, the space, the texture, the value and the color. Got it? This is it for the elements of design. इस पे आपके MCQs आ सकते हैं. Okay, what is the major use of colors into the artwork? Major use of forms. What is the difference between shapes and forms? Okay, वो सारी चीज़ें क्लियरेंस के साथ सभी को अंडरस्टैंड करते हुए आपको ये टॉपिक पढ़ना है, एलिमेंट्स ऑफ डिज़ाइन. Hope the session was useful and we'll be coming up with more such sessions. And अगर आपको पढ़ाई करनी है इन अ प्रॉपर वे, डेडिकेटेड वे हमारे साथ, तो वी हैव अ बैच दैट इज लॉन्च स्थापत्य 2024, जो कि डील करेगा गिविंग यू ऑल द ट्रेनिंग एंड प्रिपरेशन फॉर योर नाटा 2024 जी मीन्स पार्ट 2 पेपर 2024, जो कि रहता है द एंट्रेंस पेपर फॉर गेटिंग एडमिशन इनटू बी आर्क, बैचलर्स इनटू आर्किटेक्चर, जो रहता है 5 साल का कोर्स. बट उसके लिए यू नीड टू हैव स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रिपरेशन डन फॉर योर नाटा, the all India level examination, national level examination जो रहती है नेशनल एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट फॉर आर्किटेक्चर नाटा. एंड उसी की प्रिपरेशन के लिए है स्पेशली बैच लॉन्च, जिसकी एक अर्ली बर्ड ऑफर यहाँ पे चल रही है. एंड या विद दैट अर्ली बर्ड ऑफर यू कैन गेट दिस पर्टिकुलर एनरोलमेंट विच इज़ फॉर 3 months इन जस्ट 6499, जहाँ पे मिल जाएंगे आपको लाइव लेक्चर्स, डाउट सॉल्विंग सेशंस, मॉक टेस्ट एंड मेनी मोर. बहुत सारे एजुकेटर्स की टीम बनी है, वही सब आपको यहाँ पे पढ़ाएंगे. आई एम वन ऑफ दोज who's going to take major of your topics of your preparation. And yeah, the batch name is स्थापत्य, जिसकी link provided है in the description box. You can directly go to the link, apply the code and go with the enrollment. Any more doubts? I can help you clear your doubts. You can mention it in the comment section. Okay. Bolo, any more doubts? We've just completed with the session of elements of design. I'll be soon coming with one more session on to principles of design, which is again an important topic and a very interesting topic. And yeah, soon we will be planning with the same.